The following program is intended for mature audiences.
Oh yeah, it's battle time. Yeah, Flesh Wound After Dark. I'm Flesh Wound Dan, joined by producer Todd, who's wide awake and bright-eyed this morning, this evening. Yeah,
Whatever
well,
time it is.
yeah, it all depends on your perspective, I suppose. But yes, so this one just kind of it's like sorority babes in the Slimeball Bowl-A-RAMA 2. Let's just do it. So this is
Came out,
us just doing it.
yeah, just came out. We knew it was coming, and then it was there. So here we are.
If you direct it, we will come. Well, maybe in more ways than one. I don't know. But
Classic.
anyways, I didn't even intend that one. I just stumbled into my own bullshit. So yes, sorority babes in the Slimeball Bowl-A-RAMA 2. We've been talking about this one for what seems to be quite a while.
One of the deadly 10.
One of the deadly 10. I was gonna say, like, I mean, that was announced. Feels like forever ago. So
Yeah.
we've been highly anticipating some of these movies, and well, here we go. So the sequel to the 1988 classic, and this one directed by Brinke Stevens, the star of the OG film. So in this, the babes are back, and so is everyone's favorite wish-granting, murder-loving, mischievous gremlin, the Imp. The Pi Epsilon sorority house has seen better days, but the girls are intent on gaining some new recruits. With house mother Auntie Snake as their guide, the naughty hijinks and hilarity begin. Meanwhile, though, the Bowl-A-RAMA bowling alley has had a break-in and a breakout, with the escape of the magical and murderous Imp. It's a fight for survival, with only one mysterious girl holding the answers to the riddle of the Imp's wish. All right, so love the original. I mean, such great memories, and I mean, the original is not. Sometimes it gets this reputation for being this really dirty, sleazy movie. It's really not. At least I don't think it is. A lot of those movies I think are just good, clean, innocent fun. Such great memories watching that growing up. I mean, I've said it before. Brinke Stevens is my childhood crush. I love her. So cool to see her back here, albeit in a small role, but she's getting to direct this, which I think is really, really cool. So one thing I'll say right out the gate, we kick things off with we kick things off with the typical full moon trailers and everything. This movie clocks in technically at an hour and 7 minutes, but minus the commercials and credits, you're looking at about 50 some minutes, I would say. And I love that. I've said it, full moon I think does it right that way. Some of these movies don't need to be much longer. This could have been, and I think I would have been okay because I loved it.
Wasn't the original on the shorter side too? Wasn't it somewhere around 80 minutes? My memory serves.
Something like that, I think. Yeah, roughly a little longer than this, but
yeah, definitely longer than this one, but not.
Yeah,
I'm actually checking the runtime too.
Yeah, it didn't overstay its welcome, and
no, damn, right on the nose, an hour and 20.
There you go. So we kick it off with an old school 80s aerobics montage, kind of get some photos of the past sorority members, which was nice. And we're introduced to Auntie Snake, played by the great Kelly Maroney. And from that point, fun ensues. I will say this, one thing that is very much different about this one is a lot more skin. This is a Mr. Skin classic. We get a group shower scene, a solo shower scene, sex scene. This one does border, and this is not a criticism in the least. Kind of borders into the softcore realm a little bit. Maybe not full, doesn't fully go there,
I
but
wouldn't go that far. I mean, if those couple scenes were a little shorter, I think you wouldn't even say it because they don't
probably.
they don't show they don't go into that realm. They're just a little extended almost. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
But full nudity from pretty much all the new cast, pretty much, and I'd say probably some of the steamiest that I've seen this year. So everybody's very, very beautiful, and yeah, that it delivers on that front, and we don't get that very often anymore. So that's something probably more than I've seen from Full Moon in a while. Because I've said it before. Really, when you go back and look at some of the classic Full Moon, nudity was there, but it was never huge.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, like, I mean, it was in the, the softcore stuff, obviously,
And
but
then we get a little more in the 90s era, the late 90s era too.
yeah, Jacqueline Lavelle for the
Yep.
win.
Never complaining.
So it delivers that. It delivers on just that sort of fun vibe that the original had. Uh, I'm happy to report, even with the low modern day Full Moon budget, they were able to pull this off quite well. You get the same peeping Tom dudes. There's a lot of callbacks to the original film, hiding the camera and the teddy bear and capturing all these steamy shower scenes we love so much. The imp is back. You can make fun of stuff like that, but hey, it's practical, and it took me back to my childhood. I thought that was so cool seeing the imp back. You kind of know if you're a sorority babes in the Slimeball Bowl-A-Rama kind of guy. There's certain expectations with this. I mean, you're not going to expect brilliant effects work and puppetry. This was just what it needed to be. Love the voice on the imp. I thought that was funny. There's a lot of not particularly much in the way of gore, but clever ways to fuck people over with their wishes. The nut buster bar I thought was really funny. The plastic surgery thing, and all a good time. This one, I've said this before, perfect length. I could have probably have spent another 20, 30 minutes in this world for me personally. And maybe that's just my absolute love of the cast and the original film, but I could have hung around a little bit longer. This one is kind of over before you know it, but it all works. And like most everything, it seems now there is left open a possibility of a sequel. So we get to see familiar faces we love, some absolutely beautiful and talented ladies joining the team who I think are more than capable of picking up the torch. I had a lot of fun with this one, Todd. I really liked it. Probably maybe the best Full Moon thing I've seen this year. I'd have to go back, but
this year I'll say maybe not of the modern era, like the little resurgence. I wouldn't. It's close though.
yeah.
But definitely this year.
Yeah, what'd you think?
I'm going to tell you, this is your first, Dan, because this is definitely a requel, and you finally, and it's appropriate. The first requel you like is Sorority Babes and the Slimeball Bowl-A-Rama. Perfect. So like right off the bat, you don't have to see the original. We kind of catch you up because we hit a lot of the beats.
I would though. Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying you don't need to. I mean,
no, you're caught up pretty well, and not excessive flashback footage either. Essentially, we get the paddle scene and some narration, so that was
and I did like the way they did it too. Yeah, I loved it. It's funny because I don't know how far I was into it. And I was like, yeah, Dan's gonna love this too. And then you messaged me with when you were 20 we were right around the same time. It starts off even more sex comedy than the original, and I really like that because it delivers that, and then we get the the stuff in the bowling alley. It's just, you nailed it. It's fun. It's like it is. It's even on the budget, everything. It works. I hope we get more.
Yeah. No, absolutely. In fact, I was raving about this to a couple friends who I know for a fact just signed up for Full Moon streaming in the last like half hour because I was raving about this one. Once again, and I always have to remind people, I'm not reviewing Sorority, Babes, and the Slimeball Bowl-A-Rama the same way I would review The Exorcist.
I might be.
You might be, yes. You hate God. That's
I
you.
can't hate what does not exist, Dan.
But yeah, so like I review this for what it is, and for what it is pretty fucking awesome. Pretty fucking awesome. You get the classic Scream Queens reunited, and I think it's really cool Brink got to direct it. I'll be brutally honest, when they announced her for directing it, I thought, I don't know. I was surprised to see more skin in this, but I think Brink gets it. So I very much like to see her direct more. And
she did direct a segment in Terratoons 4. I know they said it was her first directing.
Yeah, I was going to say I know she did, so I wasn't sure whether this was like the first. I guess first feature though, right? Because
yeah,
depending how you look at it.
Yeah, well, one of her very first, no matter how we want to say it.
Yeah. She was at the Terratoons 4.
She was, and I actually wish I had seen this first, because I would have congratulated her on a great film.
Yeah, nah, definitely. I really can't see you being disappointed. To be honest, I think it's a safe bet if you like the other one, that if you'll enjoy this too.
If you've never seen the other one, the title pretty much gives you what you're gonna get.
Yeah. Also on Full Moon streaming as well, so you can make it a double feature if you want. I'd recommend it.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, definitely one of my favorite B movies of the era, and this is one of my favorite B movies, softcore, whatever you want to call it. Fun times this year.
I hope
there might be too much softcore for some of you too, because like I said, there's a lot more than the original.
Well, with this rave, Dan, I can't wait to see how it factors into your year-end awards.
Ooh, it's a hell of a year, but this, I might create a couple different categories too. We'll see.
No, Dan, you just got to have your top 10. It better be in there.
It's a tough year, Todd. That's all I can say. I won't spoil anything because that's coming up sooner than we think. This year's coming by quick. So, Todd, what do you rate it?
I was going back and forth because it is so good. But I'm going to give it a 4.5.
I am also a 4.5. I think this did pretty much everything you could ask of it, and yeah, modern Full Moon. I don't know. I wouldn't say we're back to where we were, which in my opinion, late 90s, even into the early 2000s, was still pretty damn good. There are a lot of creative films, but they do feel like they're on an upswing in the last few years versus the last decade or so. Not everything is hit, but they've had more than a few that have managed to be really, really good in spite of the budget. And this is one. Highly recommend it. Check it out. I will be grabbing the Blu-ray as soon as it comes out. And for now, you can watch it on Full Moon streaming. So with that being said, check out all our Slashmas episodes, patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures. It all starts at just $1, and we give you some good bonus content. And we'll be back on Wednesday with a review show. We're reviewing a lot of new stuff Wednesday, so that should be a good time. And we've got also of interest to you guys, we've got a body chemistry franchise show dropping, also a Flesh Wound After Dark. So check that out. Those movies don't really get much coverage, and we were like, oh, damn, let's cover all 4. So we're going to do that. And On that note, guys, keep having a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and we will see you back here next time.
Good night.
Good night.